So today we will see what Squirrel Mail. Squirrel Mail is an application which we can use to configure the webmail. Now this webmail, it will configure upon postfix and dovecote. So before configuring the Squirrel Mail webmail, we have to configure the proper postfix and also dovecote. So after configuring the postfix and dovecote and enabling IMAP and POP3 and SMTP, then we can use this additional application for using the webmail. And also it needs another thing, which is HTTP. So you need to configure the HTTP server, postfix server, dovecote, and then after that we can configure this Squirrel Mail. Now Squirrel Mail, you can download it from the official site Squirrel Mail, and it's a very small application. It is a tar file here. It is less than 1 MB. So you have to download this from the Squirrel Mail site, and then you have this tar file here. So you will extract this tar file and then you can go for configuration. But first what we need is to have postfix configured. That means we have to have SMTP. So it is there. Then you need POP3. It is also configured. You need IMAP. It is also configured. You also have this. You also have to have HTTP configured. So this is also configured. Then that application, that is Squirrel Mail, is configured upon PHP. It uses the PHP. So you have to install the PHP support also. So I will check that whether I have PHP packages installed or not. So these packages are installed for PHP. So PHP support is required. So in HTTP server, PHP support must be required. Now let me see our site is running or not. So I will go for the client machine and I will try to access the site. Okay. So I will open the Firefox. And I will try to access the site. I will try to access with the name, and this is the site. This is the default site. It is working. So our HTTP server is working, and now we can use the Squirrel Mail. So the package which we have downloaded, the package I downloaded, it is this. It is tar and zip. So first I will extract this tar-zxvf on the desktop, and this is a Squirrel Mail package. So now it is extracted. It is very small, if you see, and in this I will check. So this is the directory. After extracting the tar file, we get this directory, Squirrel Mail, and in that directory we have all the required configuration and required files. So all the required files are here in this directory. Now what? First I will copy this directory. Now first I will rename the directory. So I will do rename the Squirrel Mail. This is a long name, so I'll make it short to just only Squirrel. Now I will do what? I will move it to a location where it can be accessible. So I will move it. I will move this directory to USR share. Okay, now we have to first make sure that this directory is accessible by the HTTP server, and for that what we will do, we will do two things. One, we can directly copy the directory into our document root directory. That means we will directly copy this USR, this squirrel mail directory. We can directly copy this directory into our default websites directory, in this directory. So when we copy this into this directory, anyone, it can be accessed by the web server, it can be accessed from the website. Or we can use another option also. We can create alias. Alias, that means virtual directory in Windows web server. It is also called virtual directory. In IIS server, Windows IIS server, it is called virtual directory, and here it is called alias. Now why we do this? It is like, suppose we are having a file. Now suppose this squirrel mail is of 1 GB data, and I want to use the data into multiple websites. We have configured multiple sites. Suppose we have configured 10 sites, and on those all 10 sites I want to use this data. Maybe there is some images or videos, and I want to use it to all those sites. Now if I try to use this, if I try to copy this directory into every website's document root directory, then that means it will become 10 GB data. So it will occupy more space. So by doing this, by copying directly the directory into every website's document root directory, it can increase the size of our hard disk. It will use the size from our hard disk. So instead we can use what? Instead copying it to every directory, we can create alias for every directory, for every site. So directory will remain as it is, like the directory will remain here. In our case, the directory is here under the share directory. This is the squirrel mail directory, and it is here, and it will remain here. But we will create the alias for this directory into our website. So it can be accessible from our site, but it will remain here. We will not move the directory from here. And also we can rename the alias also. So I will do what? I will create the alias for this directory. Now why I am using the alias? Because I need some extra functions for this squirrel mail, for some extra options I need to have. So I will go to HTTP, main configuration file. Now in this file you have these options here, you can see, for the directory. This is our document root directory, and for this directory we have these options here: directory open and directory close. Now for my squirrel mail directory, I will create alias, and I will also create what? This directory tag, so that it can be shared. So how it is going to be? You can create it on any empty place. So I am going to create it here. First I will comment it. Alias for squirrel mail. So the command for creating the alias is this. So the command is alias, then we will mention the alias name. Alias can be different name, so I will make it as a webmail. Then we will mention the original path. So original path is under USR share. and the directory name is Squirrel Mail. So this will be the alias, that means the directory will be accessed by this name, but the original location is this. Now we are sharing a different directory here which is not mentioned in the configuration file. So we have to create this directory tag for this extra directory. So after creating the alias command, I have to add this tag here for directory. So directory, and this is the actual path. Then in this we add some options here. So options, indexes, follow symlinks, allow, overread, I will put none. Then this is option we need is directory index for specifically this directory. By default the directory index option do what? It finds the home page file, and the home page file name is index.html. This is the default, and this is for the default site and basically for all the sites. Now for specifically in this directory, I will use this directory index as a index.php. So I want to load this file as a home page when we access this directory. So when we access this directory, it is going to open this file, and we can see that in the Squirrel Mail. I will open the other tab, I will show you this. In the directory Squirrel Mail, this is the index.php file, and this is the file we want to load, and you can see it is .php, and because it is using it will use the PHP. So we have to have PHP support installed, and when we install the PHP support, it will create a under website directory, under the conf.d directory, it will create one file for PHP support, and in that file it has mentioned that what will be the home page file for PHP. So if you open this conf file, you can see it is saying these modules will be loaded, these are the types, and it is saying that our index file must be this index.php. So that is why I am giving this option here. Directory index will be index.php for this directory. Then I will say require all, and I will grant all access. Granted. Now I will close the directory syntax. And this is our tag. Now I will restart the service. Systemctl restart http d. Okay, now we have created the alias for this Squirrel Mail directory. Now we can check that in a client machine. So in a client machine, if you want to access the directory, this is our default site, and on that site URL you give slash, and then you will mention the directory name webmail, and it is accessed. It is accessing the directory, but what it is saying here is the config file. Config file, that config.php not found, and you need to configure the Squirrel mail before you can use it. That means before using it, we have to configure it. So we have not configured till now. We have just created the alias for the directory. So it is accessible. So I know it is accessible now. So now I can do what? I can configure the Squirrel mail. Now for configuring the Squirrel mail, I will go to the Squirrel mail directory, which is under USR share Squirrel mail, and under the directory we have this config directory. So I will go to this config directory, and under this config directory I have this script. So this script is to configure this Squirrel mail. So I will do configure it by running the script conf.pl, and when I press enter, it will show you like this, and you can configure these options. For example, I will configure the organizational preferences. So I'll go for one option, enter. Now it says what you want to configure. So let's say I will configure first Squirrel mail organization name 1. So by default name it is giving here this Squirrel mail. So I will change it to my organization name. Enter. What else? Organization title, I will change the title also. Number 4, this is IMS. Then provider is number 8. I will change this also. So anything else you want, you can change. Then go back to the main menu by using R option, and other settings you want, then you can change other settings also, like theme, address books, manage the day, message of the day, and whatever, language setting, database setting. I will not change lots of things. I will just go with this server settings, and you can check this server settings. You don't have to change it. Number 2, and it is going to use this SMTP and POP3 IMAP. You can see it is using SMTP, it is going to use, and it is going to use the IMAP. So we have to make sure that it is already configured. Now I will do what? Return to main menu, and I will save these settings. Now when we save these settings, so it will create this file, config.php file, with these new settings which we have created. Press enter, and that is what this error is saying, that under the config directory this config.php file is not there. So now the file is created. So after doing all this, we can quit from here. I can say quit, and now we are ready to access the webmail. So now I will go again to the client machine, and I will refresh the page, and this is our Squirrel mail. So we have not changed the logo. So logo is still showing this Squirrel mail. You can even change the logo also. I have changed this Sai Valley Institute login. So I can change the I can log in it from here. I can log in with the users what we have in the mail server, user 1, user 2. Now one more thing is remaining to configure. I will show you. First I will try to log in with user 1, and the password is ABC. There is one more thing is remaining, and it shows here error. Now the error is what? It is saying that could not create the initial preference file. It has to have one directory here under var local Squirrel mail and data. This is the directory it requires. So we have to create this directory on a server. So on that it will get the initial reference file for users. So when user logs in, their initial reference files will be stored into this directory. So we have to create this directory also. So I will go to the server again and I will create that directory mkdir-p, and this is the directory it means. So I created the directory also. Now after all this, we are ready now. And I will go again to login page and then I will log in with user 1. The password is ABC. What it is saying? Okay, it should be writable by user Apache also. That means it should be accessible by the user Apache. That is what our web server. So after creating the directory, you have to make sure that this directory is accessible by the Apache user. So I will make this owner, Apache user, as a owner for this directory. And I will use -r, so it will be recursive. So all the directories and file of this Squirrel Mail directory will be owned by the Apache. Okay, now again I will go to login, and this time again I will try to log in as user 1. And this is our webmail. You can see it is looking like a basic Gmail. So here you can see these mails. You can read these mails. You can read the mail. You can do reply. There is an attachment. You can download the attachment. You can view the attachment. These are your mails, inbox, junk mail. Everything is there. You want to send the mail, you can compose the mail. Like I want to send the mail to user 3 at server.example.com. Subject is hello. You can design your mail. Very simple it is. So this is what I am doing. Testing mail from webmail, and I will send this. So I send the mail to user 3. I will sign out from here and I will try to log in as a user 3, password ABC. Okay, it is IMAP problem because it is not able to create the directory. Now this is what the problem of the directory, mailbox directory. These user 1, user 2 mailbox directories were there, so it is able to log in. The directory is not there for this user. User 2 can also log in. User 2 can also log in. Now this is because the directory for that user is not present. The directory we have configured it to have it into the home directory. So under the user 1 home directory we have this mail dir, and under user 2 we also have mail dir, and under user 3 we don't have mail dir. We have mail dir also on m user 1. Not on m user 2. So these users who's having these mail dir, they can log in. That is the problem of IMAP. So your IMAP must be configured properly so that it will work. M user 1 password ABC, and it can also log in. And it can see the mails and whatever. And this user was also logged in onto Outlook. So these are the mails from Outlook. So you can see it is very easy and simple, and you can access this from anywhere, from Windows machine, Linux machine, whoever can access your server, they can access this It is like a Gmail web. It is webmail like G. We have Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, but it is very simple and small, easy to configure and easy to use also.